FICO Classic gets tunnel vision. And we're going to pull out the tube. You might have already seen it at this point, but the tube is representing payment history. 40 to 45% of the score. And just like a timeline, the front of that representing right now, the end of that representing 7 years ago when stuff is supposed to fall off for the most part. And FICO is supposed to line everything up in chronological order based on when did it happen? When was its original delinquency date? Now, this is important because remember, FICO is designed to emulate real statistics, taking information like when did it happen and helping that, making a large impact on the score. Matter of fact, anything that happened 2 years and newer makes up to 75% of the history part of the score. Remember, that's 45% of the score. That's dangerously close to half. And anything that happened 1 year and newer makes up to 75% of that 75%. In other words, progressively more impact the newer it is. So anything that's over 2 years old should only be making 25% and less, the older it gets, of less than half of the score. So it should be minimal. And it's designed, somebody might have had a financial storm in their life 3 or 4 years ago, but they've been doing good since. Statistically, they'll continue to do well. The further back that is, the higher that statistic. Time being relative. And because they were emulating this and emulating real statistics, which emulate storms in life. Hey, had a storm, been doing, changed our wicked ways, learned from the lesson, been doing right going forward. Well, if you're following those kind of, behaviors, well, the score and you're matching that up with statistics, then it makes sense today as it did 32 years ago when they wrote the algorithm. Now, why do I say tunnel vision though? Because imagine this, if FICO is looking at your credit from this perspective, if there's something up here in the front, it's going to have a hard time seeing past it. Yeah, but what about all this wonderful credit that I had since then? It has a hard time seeing past the most recent derogatory. It's kind of like my wife. Hey, honey, what about all the wonderful things I've done for you in the last 7 years? And she can't get past me not taking the trash out 2 weeks ago. What have you done for me lately is kind of how the FICO score looks at things. So having a hard time, we'll dive a little deeper into that. That's kind of a 30,000 foot view of how the score works. But just remember that. You could be removing negative stuff back here, but if we don't take care of what's up here, typically the score is not going to move, or at least not much. So that's the reason we say tunnel vision